from brettfoster.net, another photo editing session for you guys to look over my shoulder with. It's late at night / early in the morning for me here, and I've been out tonight with my car club and shooting some photos. I've got maybe 3 or 4 what I would call good photos, usable images. I got one exceptional image. The one I'm showing you now is not that image, but I'm saving it. I'm stoked with how that image came out. But yeah, so let's get into it. Don't do this at home. I don't recommend it. I am so used to my camera, excuse me, that I can actually, and I shouldn't, but I can drive and take photos. I shot this image tonight while I was driving right next to it, relatively fast through this tunnel, handheld, no flash, and with my EPL3, which has built-in image stabilization at f2.8. I assume the exposure is about a 15th of a second, something like that. And I'm happy with this image. It's not the best image I've ever taken, but I'm happy with it. As I said, don't try doing this. It's not safe. I do it very, very rarely, and I'm going to stop doing it. But yeah, I'm happy that I got this image, having said all that. So let's jump into it. I'm just going to open it with Photoshop, even though the images from that camera will actually load in Lightroom. I don't think it needs that much work. So here we go. Photoshop, camera raw, as I said, as I learnt from Serge Romelli. Highlights all the way down, shadows all the way up, whites, hold down the Alt key. I actually like some whites in my images. So when I say whites, what this actually does is the complete blowout. Wherever you put white, wherever you have that white slider, when you hit on there, see the areas that are showing white will be detailless. Okay, blacks, the same but opposite. Wherever is actually black will be detailless. It will be black. So already that's pretty amazing in my opinion. The paint on this car was beautiful in person, but that's cool. Just to show you guys, let's go back to the safe version. Look at that difference. Amazing. Anyway, auto, even better. I might actually try, yeah, no, auto's fine. There's some grain, but hey, so what? Excuse me again. Open image. So I have my photography site is brettfoster.net, obviously. I have a sort of automotive media site, which is sonsofslam.com, and my ongoing car stuff is going to be there, with a few exciting projects lined up as well. But yeah, check that out if you're interested in car stuff. So my last video I said that excuse me, I like to crop 16:9 at the moment. So how you do that, if you don't know, up here is on anywhere on CS6 is extended, I should say, as well, because I'm not sure about the normal, but I'm pretty sure that's all CS6. You can choose your ratio, so you just click on 16:9 if you want 16:9, of course. No, I like the leading lines in this too much to crop it down to 16:9. So I'm just going to leave that as is. I do want to get rid of my bonnet here, or as you say in the US, hood. So I'm going to use a clone stamp, big fat brush, select it out there, drop the corner, that's never good, undo that. So undo one step, Control Z, undo another step, Control Alt, holding down, hit Z again. We did it again. So I like to leave the opacity of my clone stamp at about 50%, because all that means is it's nice and soft. If you want it to be 100% cover, you just click twice. And still make it out. You wouldn't know if you didn't see this that was there, but the biggest thing to do when you're cloning something out is to remove unnatural shapes. I don't know, that might be a light for you, but yeah, that's good. So I really like that how it is, but I'm going to try some of my presets. I may not even use one on this, but I want to show you guys the options of using Nick Collection again. Takes a while to load up, and as I said in my other video, Nick Collection is awesome in that you don't, well, spit it out, in that it is non-destructive. So you can try these filters out. If you don't like them, don't use them. Stupid clicking on, see, that's a fail with this software. See where it pops up? Don't know if it's in your crop line. When you mouse over, it gives you these little, what they are, like it tells you what these actions are. And if you see if it comes over over where your mouse is, let's see if I can get it to do it again. If you click on top of it, it just gives you the annoying Windows ding. Probably not a problem if you use a Mac. That's pretty cool. I'm doing my look sit back thing again, and I do this a lot now that I'm practiced of it. So what I'm mostly looking to do with this image is keep that sense of motion. But I love how the paint on this car glows. So I really want to highlight that. And that might be my favourite. too painterly or something. I don't know what the paint's doing in this one. So when you guys are looking at this, I hope you're sort of formulating ideas, and I hope you are thinking what you like best. So what I just did there, these two, are my sort of standard go-to daytime car photos with that sort of modern faded look, and I was comparing them to this one to see which I like better, and I like this one better. So do I like that better than this though, is now the question. What I think I'm going to do with this one is turn off that vignette. When I'm editing a lot of my images, I don't edit for a constant grade. I edit for the image, and I'm not sure if that is a particularly useful thing to do. I'm wondering if it's like I keep thinking about film photography. You get a film that you like, you learn how to shoot it, and then they come out how they come out. And with this, it seems like post-production for digital images, you run the risk of losing a signature. Having said that, I think my body of work, especially my people photography, there is quite a clear signature style that can be seen regardless of the filter that I use. But when they're seen next to each other, it doesn't necessarily contribute to the adhesion of the body of work, like a cohesion. They're not cohesive as a body of work necessarily, I think. Whether that matters or not, I don't know. So I'm going to save this. I'm not particularly loving this preset, but I'm going to save it. Just give it a quick name because I want to compare it to the one that I did like. So now I can go back between the two. Maybe this one without the vignette still there. I'm going to move the vignette. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to save that as well because I want to compare that to the other one now. You can't go between them without saving them. Back to this one. to that one. So I definitely like this one over this one. Now do I like this one over this one? Yes, I do. And last thing I will check, film type. I'm pretty certain that that's going to be the film type overlay. Yep, those are gross. That's even grosser compared to the original. Ooh, it's a tough one now. I think I love the original better. So what's that telling me? If I like the original better, it's a colour issue. Maybe it's a brightness issue. Brighten it up a bit. You know that thing they call it olfactory overload, when you have smelt things too much and your nose gets overloaded, you can't distinguish between smells. I think taste as well. Yeah, that's why you have cleansing palettes and things when you go to a fancy restaurant. I wonder, and I haven't seen any research on this, but I wonder if the same is true for eyesight. I feel like I'm getting a factory overload from my eyesight, because now I know I'm seeing a difference, but I'm having trouble sort of differentiating it. So I'm not sure I like that any better, but I'm going to save it anyway so I can show you what I meant by this being a non-destructive filter system. So it just makes another complete layer. What I'm actually going to do on top of that is do a black and white layer. So I select that layer that just color changed and go back to the Nick collection, open Silver FX Pro 2, and that's just ugly. So what this is, and why the compare doesn't work I don't know, but what it actually is just a grayscale version of the image that we just created. See that thing? Oh, that's kinda cool. HP fine grain is kinda cool. You know what I should have done? Blanked out his number plate first, but I didn't. So the colour blue, let's try adding the blue. Oh, that's cool. Not going to use that, but that is pretty cool. Wow, this completely flips it. So these little color filters on the side here mimic what we used to have to carry around when we were shooting black and white film. Like most photographers that shot, all photographers that shot black and white would have a red, a yellow, a green, a blue, and what's that colour called? Like a cyan-y colour. It's not actually a cyan, but and what they did and what they still do with this approximation of it is remove that colour wave or affect that colour wave. So when you click on blue, the car is blue, and this wall is yellow, so the blue makes the yellow go black and the blue go white. Whereas the yellow makes that wall as white as it can be, basically, because it's filtering out the white. White and I think red have a very similar effect. That's correct. So I'm just mucking around here, sorry if it's boring. Hey, if you don't like it, don't watch it. I appreciate you watching it, but if you don't like it, please just go on. I'm doing this honestly as much for me as for you guys. I definitely appreciate you watching, taking the time, but I also find something, I want to say cathartic, but that's not the right word. There's something, I get something from this process, and capturing this process I get something from as well. So none of those are doing it for me. I'm going to see if there's anything up here that work. You get quite a good approximation. It's funny, the ones that I always click on before I look at them, they're pretty much always the ones that I always click on anyway. So dead air there, sorry. I'm not really feeling any of these. But I'm going to save one of them anyway because there's no negative to doing that. This will just create another layer. I might do this one and see what happens if I pump brightness. Oh, that's gross. Again. So yeah, whatever, that's fine. Nothing fancy. Open it. I think this is definitely going to be a colour image. Isn't it funny that as soon as you turn it to black and white, you immediately, well, I don't know about that actually, but it seems as though the grain just jumps out at you. I don't think it's actually any grainier. You just notice it. So what I'm going to do that I haven't done in any of my videos thus far is, I've only done one other, so what am I even talking about? That collection has quite a good single image tone mapping HDR effect. I haven't found it to be particularly useful for vehicles. It tends to do weird things to the dark areas of paint. Let's see what happens. This might be a long video. Yeah, see what I mean? So there's some nice dead air for you. That is sliding through it. Not doing anything new there. I don't like the colour of this, but I kind of like it. It's a bit green, so we'll add some magenta. I used to be a photo technician. Oh, that's cool. Right after I went to school for photography, I got out, and lots of the tutors said that the best way, or sort of a proven, almost apprenticeship, was to go into camera shops. And you know, people come in and ask about wedding photographers, and say, "Oh, I'm a wedding photographer," and apparently that's how a lot of photographers got started. It did not work for me. Possibly because I don't like weddings. There was, you know, if you like weddings and you can handle the stress of shooting one, it's a great way to make a living as a photographer. I don't like weddings, like at all, and I don't like being a wedding photographer. I have done it, and I don't like it. What's that weird head movement about, Brett? So, the upshot of it was, my colour theory is pretty dang good. So if you hear tapping, it's just me tapping on my desk, because I do that a lot. That is Oh, that's right. That's a bummer. So the one thing I totally forgot is that the HDR is destructive. So what I normally do, and I didn't just do, is I normally create a copy of the layer. And if you want a quick way to do that, you just go Control J. That didn't work. Control J. Yep, I hit function by mistake. So you hit Control J and it copies that layer. And then I do the effect on that layer, but I didn't do it. But I like that so much that I might not be too bummed about it. Definitely like it better than that. I like the tones up here in the black and white. I don't like what it's doing around here. And this car is such a beautiful blue. That Subaru blue, the Bug Eye Subaru colour that all the famous Subaru rally cars were in. That I think I can justify not making it blue. I love this tone around here on the black and white as well. The colour is kind of colour fringy. So now that I'm going to go with this colour version, I am tempted to look at what this looks like with this colour version of 16 by whoops. And 16 by 9. That's a bit weird. Yeah, I'm not having a good one tonight. 16 by 9 crop. Let's do that as well. That's another weird thing. Weirds me out about Photoshop. See, this did it again. Cancel. Don't crop or recrop. Which would you guys choose? Leave me a comment. Hope the sound is better on this one. I've got a new mic. When I say new, I mean old. That I've repurposed. Well, not repurposed, but used for the first time. So now I'm trying to really see these images, which is stronger as an image. I gotta say, I think I like the 16 by 9. I thought I really loved all this stuff up here, but at least in this edit I don't. It looks weird in that black and white as well. Like in that edit here. It's because I did it off there. It's weird how that changed. So yeah, in this image version I like the full frame. In this version I like the 16 by 9. But I wonder if I don't like this because of the colour. So Control B brings up the colour sliders. Magenta. Yes. No. I wouldn't say it's slightly magenta. I'm not. to do the shadows, I think. Is that over the top? This is a long ass video. 35 minutes and counting, but you probably already knew that. What? I think I like this one now. I think it's just like too over the top. It's detracting from the car. The car looks awesome. But all this down here, all this around here. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, that was a weird journey. So, I'm going to do one more thing because I'm not 100%. So this one I'm going to go Control J. And I've got this preset set here. What it does is, I'll just click play on this action. And it will show us. So what it does is put a white layer underneath this new layer that I just created. And actually it does even one better than that. I'll show you what it does because you might want to set one of these up for yourself. So I'm deleting all these layers. And now I select that layer, which is the background at the moment, go to my action, what I've set it up to do, play the action, is actually copy the layer, put a white layer under it. The reason I do this is, you know, that new faded look that people put on their hero images and, you know, just images in general at the moment. It creates those two layers, and then I can just slide down the opacity and I get that cool faded look. It does to look black and white. That's pretty cool. Now this image has got the colour. What I can do, and I am actually going to do, is create another blank layer, Control F5, no, Shift F5, obviously that mixed up, bring up the fill. I'm going to fill that layer with black. Now what that does is the opposite of the white. So it still fades it, but it fades the image to dark instead of to light. Nah, that's still better. So yeah, I'm going to go with this version. And in case we've forgotten what it used to look like, that which is still cool. And it's now this. Original image, finished image. Actually, one thing before I end this is I might add some sharpening. This is set super high because I was sharpening something else recently. A real troublesome image. So, doing what that did, I sharpened the image in the background. That's good. Not. Yeah, can't even tell. Cool. So yeah, the finished image. I hope you liked it. Leave me some comments. Let me know if I messed this one up. And yeah, I'm still actually going to go in and fade the number plate, blur the number plate. But thanks for watching again. Please give me one of those. Click the like button, which should be just down here. Probably here. And if you like it and you'd like to see more, subscribe. If you've got any ideas for me, leave them in the comments. Thanks very much. Hit F10. Later.